before I get into the heart of this commentary, I got to do a little quick recap because I had to remind myself every time somebody see one of my commentaries or hear one of my commentaries, I should say, this may be their first time or they probably didn't see the other videos. Now, since January, the last week of January, we've been hearing nothing but Jussie Smollett. And I'll be honest with you, by the time middle February rolled around, I was tired of it. But we went into February, March, April, May. Now we're in June. And the Chicago media has obsessed over this more than anything. I mean, the national media, but the Chicago media. And I'm going to say this right now: the Chicago media is racist as it always ever has been. Just because you got some black faces on there, just because you got some Asian or so-called Hispanic faces on there, or you got more women covering these stories now, does not mean it's not a certain tone. Now, do I feel sorry for Jussie Smollett? No, and I tell you why during the commentary. But if anybody remember my initial video, I said it's a possibility that he could be lying. And I told y'all the very first video I said is because there have been members of the gay community have been caught exaggerating or flat out lying. And considering how the gay community has done the black community, it's going to take a lot for the gay community, in my personal opinion, to get right with us. And black gays especially, because you went along with the program. And now you got people like Jussie Smollett out here saying they're victims or pretending to be victims, however you want to look at it, and people are responding a certain way. Jussie is not the first person to exaggerate or maybe a victim of a gay attack. But when gay white folk are attacked, benefit of the doubt is given. Gay Hispanic folk, benefits given. Asian. But when it gets to black folks, everybody's questioning. Now, I remember all the different things, and I've sat back and I've watched a lot of videos, read a lot of articles, and listened to a lot of talking heads. A lot of these people are not from Chicago. They don't understand the weather dynamics here. Now, depending on if you're born here, you know during January and February is probably the coldest of the winter, right? And you know January it can get below zero in a heartbeat. But we had this polar vortex that we seem to have off and on every other year or so. And that was the incident that happened with Jussie Smollett was that week of the polar vortex. But people can't make it like the polar vortex happened on the night of the incident. No, it didn't happen until Wednesday night, Wednesday evening, when the temps dropped. And you had was that Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. Friday morning, that's when it started to thaw out a little bit. But Monday, the temp was about 22, 28 degrees, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was cold. Don't get me wrong. But us Chicagoans are used to it. Now, the thing is, a lot of people forget that Jussie, that weekend, Jussie was doing a fundraiser for a university. I believe it was an all-female black university because he was on Reverend Sharpton's show that weekend talking. And that Monday, he took a late flight back from wherever he was at. I think his flight was delayed because when we found out about the incident, they said they think that he probably showed too much on social media. Cause they had freeze framed and they had to edit what he showed, the time and stuff where with gate and everything. He had showed us too much information, which he did. Now we don't know if he did that on purpose or it was just an accident, or people got used to sharing shit on social media. But the fact remains is he got back in Chicago late evening. Now, if anybody ever flown out of Midway or flew out of O'Hare, know that those restaurants closed at a certain time. There's no 24-hour restaurant in there. You're lucky you might get a concession stand, but usually by 10 o'clock, those places are closed. So you come home, there's no restaurants. If you fly out, anybody, like I said, if you're not familiar with Chicagoland area, you're not familiar with the areas, certain restaurants are going to be closed, certain restaurants are going to be open. And if you're not familiar with the lay of the land, all you guys McDonald's or Taco Bell, maybe a Wendy's. And maybe he didn't want those things. Considering, and then, he's an actor on TV, you don't want to be seen eating that stuff to get you bloated. So he probably said, let me get a Subway. People say, why would he want a Subway that time of night? if you get hungry, if you haven't eaten that, you're gonna eat. There's no set time for people to eat, and that's what kept rubbing me the wrong. I'm like, so he wasn't supposed to go out after a certain amount of time. Now, people need to understand, just because they live downtown on that part of town, don't mean that crap don't go down on that end. There have been a lot of black folks over the years have been harassed and attacked. So when the media and the Chicago media downplay, I'm like, why y'all lying like this? But this is why you need black media. And then you got brothers and sisters who and I know that it's just to this day, this sounds weird to me. They have never been outside their community. But then when I talk to my brothers and sisters or read some of the comments, I can believe it now. There are people who lived in Chicago all their life have not been outside their community, which is jacked up. So to some of those people, a person going out that time of night getting something to eat, it's unfathomable. But there's been times where I missed dinner, or I've been taking care of business, or I've been someplace and it was a place I can go eat, and I had to stop off someplace else. And thank God these companies, some of these corporations are starting to realize that everybody don't have set hours. Everybody don't celebrate the holidays or whatnot. But I digress. But anyways, when Jussie reported it happening, I remember when the news reported how the anchors read the story, how the entertainment sites, how then the next day how the police department was leaking stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy said he was beat up. Why are you guys treating it as a non-story or treating it as if he's lying already? Now, mind you, this wasn't a week into the investigation. This is what, 2-3 days into the investigation. This wasn't a month into the investigation. Now, eventually they found out some things that are questionable. And to this day, Jussie said he didn't do it. And maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he did do it. I don't know, considering how the Chicago Police Department has lied over the years. Remember, they lied and said Fred Hampton and them was the firefight. I remember growing up on the west side, there were certain police officers shaking down certain people. We've seen all kinds of questionable things over the years. So, Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson and former Mayor Robert Emanuel go on TV putting on that act, considering Laquan McDonald, the murder was trying to be covered up by the mayor and the city hall and the police department. They had no standing, but somehow the media forgot all about that stuff. But the thing is, when they see a black man accused of something, or a black man stumbles or screws up or does something intentionally, and they see they smell blood, they don't stop. They claimed that they was mad, or they was talking about how unfair it was that he didn't get charged or anything. There are a lot of people who don't get charged, who have committed murders, and got less time or got slapped on the wrist. And I'm not talking about just in Illinois, but across the country. But all of a sudden, Jussie Smollett is everybody's pinata. And it's because he's a black dude. Simple as that. Not because he's gay, because he's black. Kim Foxx out here trying to prove her bona fides and all that stuff, and then she thought she was out there taking the walk like I'm the shit. She did the same thing to R. Kelly. She went out there and started doing things that a prosecutor shouldn't do. I told y'all that when they charged Justin, said they overcharging him. It's gonna get thrown out. I told y'all that. I'm not a lawyer, but common sense, you know better. Jussie went and got Mark Garagos. I'm like, yeah, he gonna walk. But the Chicago media is pissed off because Kim Foxx won. You have to understand, she's the first black woman that had that office, or the first black person had to hold that office. So the media and politicians and the fraternal police had a say in this. This is why they've been hounding Kim Foxx and Jussie Smollett. But Jussie, he left. He didn't live here anymore. He moved back to California. So now, black Chicago and the state's attorney, they got to deal with this crap. Now, do I feel sorry for Kim Foxx? No, because she seemed like she enjoyed doing that perk walk, going out there throwing brothers out into the wolves, whether they did it or not. But this thing is, it's constant talking of Justice. I mean, yesterday in the news, they brought Justice Smollett. Think about that. Yesterday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, week for that, week for that, week for that. And then last week they made breaking news that they opened the file, supposed to be a sealed file. Now, when we're supposed to be sealed for us, they found a way to go around the law unsealed, so you go back and look at all the stuff. And when they got it, the media ain't found nothing. They haven't found anything, no smoking gun yet. But see, this is why I get frustrated with us as black people. We do things or we say things without thinking about them, knowing that the so-called dominant and their allies don't want to stop until you paint us as the face of everything negative. If Jussie lied, shame on you, man. Because what you did was you made it hard for any other black person to come along. I ain't talking about gay. Because they always going to believe a gay white person. But I'm talking about a black gay person getting harassed. Because it happens. Kim, she made it to the point now, if another black person runs for office, they're going to question all their connections. They didn't do it with Nina Alvarez or all these other people. The Chicago media, right along with the national media, but Chicago media has been more obsessed with this than anything. People in Chicago are tired of Jussie Smollett. People in Chicago are not talking about it. You guys are talking about Jussie Smollett. Y'all act like this is the first thing you heard somebody lie about a case. Look how that man and woman killed that little boy, and they told the police they didn't know what was going on. They went on for almost a week lying. When it comes out, they killed their child. I don't remember anybody from law enforcement or anybody getting on TV talking about they lied, they used resources, that was a waste of manpower. They didn't say a word. If you are a black person in America and you screw up or get accused of something, they don't stop until they draw blood. But some of you Negroes, y'all get in these positions or y'all get on TV and you think y'all in a different category. Jussie, America just told you they don't care about sexuality. They see you as a black man. Half the people didn't know who Jussie Smollett was or even know how to pronounce his name. And yet now, yeah, he need to be in jail. He need to pay money back. Okay. Why is it that Jussie become the face of everything evil in Hollywood when you got all these pedophiles in them in Hollywood? We got people lying on other people, destroy their legacy, their careers. The fraternal police talking all this crap about Kim Foxx. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Kim Foxx, but the fraternal police need to be quiet. All these homes they breaking in on the wrong, going in, kicking doors down the wrong homes, getting all these memos and stuff all redacted and secret and everything. Crooked cops on the department have arrested innocent people or shot them dead. We got to stop allowing the media and certain politicians get away with crap. But when you got somebody who's famous comes in and put a spotlight on something in the negative instead of a positive, that doesn't help us either. People talking about, man, Empire ratings went down because of Jussie. No, Empire ratings didn't go down because of Jussie. Empire ratings went down because Lee Daniels wrote a gay marriage into the show. And then and you have to be honest, black TV shows that on Fox, they give them like 4 or 5 years max. And they start shuffling around. I had read somewhere that the gay community wasn't liking this or something to that effect. And then once these shows go past a certain amount of episodes, people are like, what else is new? So you can't blame this on Jussie, because Jussie's season was actually over with. They just wrote his character out of the story. They edited him out of the story. Yesterday, Lee James came out and said he would not be returning for the last season of Empire. That was a no duck. Lee James was standing around nobody. People be like, "Oh man, Empire! Oh, they're gonna be canceled. Oh, the ratings. The media just kept pushing. Come on, you got shaming people. Don't watch Empire because he's on there." There's a lot of TV shows. When Charlie Sheen was running around like a fool, did y'all sit there and say, "Don't watch any of his stuff"? How many white folk have gotten caught saying and doing questionable things in Hollywood? And I don't recall y'all browbeating the way they did Jussie. Now, I look at people say, "Harvey, he lied on me." He lied. Yeah, he may have not. He ain't the only one. What they do in this society, they do not let it pass. If you are a black person and you're accused of something, and if they smell or see blood, they don't stop. But when you got brothers and sisters keep putting themselves in these situations, it becomes ever difficult for us to talk about these things. If Lee Daniels and Fox are screwing you over, Jussie should just walked away. Kim, you want to go after the bad guys, go after these child molesters and these pedophiles and whatever, go after these school teachers, go after the clergy, go after these law enforcement officials. You only went after R. Kelly because of a documentary, and then you worked with Michael Avenatti to come to find his ass got dirt. Now the very media that you was pandering to and went out there to throw R. Kelly and Jussie to the masses, to the media, now they come after you. I keep telling people, once they see they can go after us, they don't stop. And then they get other black folk to come out and get in public and browbeat. Chris Rock, David Allen Greer, whomever it is, we're not going to stay and do like they do. You know, I don't have a comment right now. We want to get all the facts. Well, the law enforcement said, but you know what? Law enforcement said a lot of things over the years, but that doesn't mean it's true. We have to be a lot smarter than what we have been when it comes down to this media. But at the same time, if you seek to be out in front of the cameras, you got to understand they are watching your every move. And the moment you trip up, purposely or not, they don't stop until they destroy you. So don't think that the Jussie Smollett thing has gone away. At least not, especially in Chicago. Or the Kim Fox thing. That doesn't mean that other programs won't cover this or talk about this. But the thing is, it's going to be from their perspective. Because we don't question things. We don't question what was going on at that exact moment. What was the weather like? What was the time of the eating? Whatever. Because I've heard a lot of different versions of that story, but the one that I remember being reported that morning. One of these days, we're going to understand how this media works. But the thing is, the Chicago media and the entertainment part of the media, they've been obsessed with the Jussie Smollett entirely too long. There are other cases or other people that they should be focusing on. I mean, but people love embarrassing black folk, especially black men.